Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Emerald Downs Wiener Dog Races in Wiener Wannabe Racing today. Track condition is fast. It's a fast track for today's racing. Here now the changes, corrections, and scratches for today's racing program. In the first race today, a distance of 6½ furlongs. Number 1, Sonoma Sam will carry 1 pound over and race with blinkers on. Blinkers on the 1, Sonoma Sam at 1 over. In the second race today, a distance of 1 mile, number 3, Petite Ange will race without blinkers. No blinkers for number 3. Number 5, Sunglasses will run without blinkers. No blinkers for number 5, Sunglasses. In the third race today, a distance of 6 furlongs, there are no changes in the third. In the fourth race, a distance of 6 furlongs, there are no changes in the fourth. In the fifth race at 6 furlongs, also no changes in the fifth. In the sixth race today at 5½ furlongs, number 2, Ophir Gold will carry 2 pounds over. Number 8, Mr. Mount Dutton, a change of rider, make the jockey Alyssa Morales at the corrected weight of 125 pounds. Alyssa Morales, corrected weight of 125 to guide number 8, Mr. Mount Dutton in the sixth race. In the seventh race today at 1 mile, number 4, Flight Rider, will carry 1 pound over. Number 7, Speed It Up, will carry 2 pounds over. In the eighth race today at 1 mile, number 7, Elder Mac, has been scratched. Number 7, Elder Mac. And in the ninth and final race today at 6½ furlongs, number 4, Milkman Express will race with blinkers on. Blinkers on number 4. Also blinkers on number 5, Hillbilly Hot Rod. Blinkers on number 5, Hillbilly Hot Rod. Those are the changes, corrections, and scratches for today's racing program. Post time for the openers coming up in 37 minutes. Up next, it's Handicapper's Corner.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Emerald Downs Handicappers Corner time. Joe Withy along with track announcer Tom Harris. Tom will be busy today calling the 9 thoroughbred races on our Sunday card and some extra action and excitement out on the track today, Tom.
Absolutely. We've got the Wiener Dog races, the Wiener Wannabes. We're going to have, a fun time and all the heats. Let's see, we've got after the second race, Joe, we'll have the first 3 heats, and then we'll have 5 heats coming up after the 4th race. Top 2 finishers will advance, and then the championship rounds will be after the 6th race.
After the 6th today, the Wiener Dogs here at Emerald Downs. You know, they've been preceded this season by a few other canine breeds out there on the track and, some historic dinosaurs as well. But the Wiener Dogs pretty much started the craze, and Washington State, Emerald Downs, right at the start of that back in the 90s, and they've become so popular around the country even, and Corgis are right up there with them now, but we've also done the Bulldogs, but it's Wiener Dog Day today, and Luca has had a good run here at Emerald Downs.
Yeah, Luca, the 2-time winner of the event, unfortunately retired. We won't see Luca this time
Retired
around.
on top.
Yes, a good way to go out, that's for sure. But Luca's doing good, did have some medical issues, vision related, and so they have decided to keep Luca at home this year. That's owners Alex and Alexandra Borowicki, and they're going to give Luca the easy life now. But we've got some other familiar names that you might know. Arlo, who is the defending champion of the Wannabe division, and then we've got Mary Poopins, Joe.
You got to love the names.
Yes, of course. Mary Poopins will be in heat number 4, outside post position. So, it's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of returning stars among the Wiener Dogs here at Emerald Downs. And we've got some returning thoroughbreds as well. Our 5th race is the top race of the day. It's a sprint for 4-year-olds and upward. And Tax Code, just 2 races back, won the Budweiser. Let's take a look at that. He defeated crack sprinter See That Tiger, who's won 7 of his last 8 sprint races. See That Tiger performed well in the Long Acres Mile. Of course, that was taken by Adios Jojo last Sunday, but Tax Code's just going to pull away from See That Tiger here in the Budweiser in late June, Tom.
Yeah, Tax Code's is just a seasoned racehorse and one that's in peak form. See That Tiger has had a very good season, but, this is going to be a tough race today. You got Chuckanut Bay in there, who's put forth a top effort every time he steps onto the track. So this will be a fun one. Yeah,
you bet. Tax Code, Chuckanut Bay, just tremendous couple of seasons here after being an outstanding 2-year-old. Nightlines having a good year from the rail. Candy Caballos Fast. Atmospheric River is also one at Turf Paradise and Emerald Downs this year. That's a little bit of an early look at race number 5. So the Wiener Dogs today and racing next Saturday and Sunday, the 29th and 30th of August. Yeah, August is winding down, and next weekend, Saturday, of course, we have the concession and beverage specials as Fab Fridays have moved to Saturdays. Make sure you wear that Fab Friday Hawaiian shirt for free admission, the horseshoe toss, and then Sunday is Italian Day next week, August 30th, our traditional toward this end of the season celebration of Italian culture, and so many Italians prominent in Washington thoroughbred racing over the years, but we're mostly looking to have fun that day.
Oh, of course, you got the pizza eating contest. That's always a lot of fun, and it's just and plus we got Oktoberfest on the final weekend of racing. That'll be going on all 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Labor Day will be racing, and so a lot still ahead, not to mention the Gottstein Futurity and some of the other big races that we've still got to look at on the calendar. So,
big stakes day on September 6th, Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely.
And another reminder, the WTBOA yearling sale is coming up this Tuesday, just a couple days away. Tuesday, August 25th, starts at 1 p.m. just up the street at the WTBOA Sales Pavilion. And as we related yesterday, 3 of the 6 stakes winners from last Sunday, our championship Sunday, went through that WTBOA sale. And also, just an added note, that very impressive win by Stratajet yesterday.
Oh, wow.
He went through the same sale that Adios Jojo went through 3 years ago.
Stratojet is just a horse that we're going to have to really watch because he could really be something.
Yep.
He yesterday won by 14 1/4 lengths under a hand ride and going away. So
just
very impressive.
He is a very fast horse in the barn of Kay Cooper. Another outstanding winner sired by Conveyance this year at Emerald Downs. Okay, we've got a little jackpot pick 6 carryover up to $4,500. That'll be races 4 through 9 today. Let's go to the first, Tom. First race today is at 6.5 furlongs. It's a maiden race for 3-year-olds and upward. Who'd you take in race 1?
You know, Joe, I went with a horse that's only been out one time, and that's Shady Rambler. Pretty good third at first asking. Shady Rambler for trainer Tom Wenzel, Shady Valley Ranch. Adrian Castellanos has had a good meet. This is your 4 to 5 odds on morning line favorite. I put that one on top, Joe.
I did too. You know, that first out was very encouraging. So just a little bit of improvement. Tom Wenzel's had plenty of maiden winners this year, as well as plenty of stakes winners. Tom Wenzel certainly en route to his 4th consecutive leading stakes trainer title here at Emerald Downs. And of course, his top owner, Dr. George Tadaro, way out in front in the owner standings, looking to make that 2 straight. And of course, very prominent in stakes, to say the least. Second race, the Tex Hollingsworth Memorial Purse. Tex Hollingsworth had a great career as a jockey here in Washington State. Won the Long Acres Mile in 1972 aboard Red Wind. And I know you called some of his races.
Yeah, I did. Way back in the early days over at Playfair, I called some of Tex's races. Yeah. And, that was back there when Akafumi Kato and those guys were riding. And he was just a figure around the track. You know, everybody liked Tex, knew him well, and he also went on after his race riding career. He became a valet in the jockey's room there. And, of course, for those of you maybe novice to the track, a valet is one who looks after the jockey's equipment, the saddles, and make sure the riders have everything that they need. It's a very important job. But Tex, very nice guy, and it was a privilege to be able to announce some of his rides.
Yeah, his daughter, Sherry Hunt, and family and friends. There's a look at Tex.
Yep, there he is.
And also him aboard System Mistum, who was an outstanding sprinter at Long Acres for a couple years there in the 70s. Another one of his top mounts. Okay, race number 2 is the Tex Hollingsworth Memorial Purse. Fillies and mares at a mile. Who do you like here, Tom?
I gave the nod to Acclaimed Preacher, the 2-horse in this race. I think this is a horse that's on the uptick. Been trending upward as of the last couple of starts. So I like to find horses that look like maybe they're improving and leading up to a potential score. That's what I saw in Acclaimed Preacher.
Yeah, 5-year-old mare, just having an outstanding season, and she likes the distance as well. The third race, fillies and mares at a sprint distance, 6 furlongs. Take it away.
I went to the 2 again here, Miss Flashy Harbor. Miss Flashy Harbor, sharp class drop here from claiming 12,500 down to 6,250. So a substantial class drop. Kevin Krieger will be doing the guiding here for trainer Steve Bullock.
Boy, Miss Flashy Harbor has run some good races at this meeting without winning. She has finished every race very well, and she just might have enough speed. I'm with you, Miss Flashy Harbor, to get that first victory at the meeting. And the barn, Steve Bullock, certainly having a great season. And Miss Flashy Harbor, he's trained her well. She might get there today. Fourth race, fillies and mares once again, another 6 furlong sprint.
How about Jersey Sunset? Could be an upset here. Jersey Sunset breaking from the outside post. I just think this horse deserves another look. Has had 3 starts on the season here. Did show a good solid run at 6.5. Going to shorten the step back to 6 furlongs here today, but has certainly been in the conversation in all 3 outings. So I just think this is a good spot for Jersey Sunset.
That's a good price angle there. Simply Gracious, very sharp for Blaine Wright. Gypsy Lynn races here at Emerald Downs after a really good winter, spring down in Phoenix. She's had a great career. But I am going to go with the favorite in here, Kristen Lee, who just gets into the race and likes Emerald Downs, 2 for 3 at this meeting. So an 8-1 angle there for Tom in the 4th. The 5th race is the start of the pick 5 at 6 furlongs, and this is the one with tax code, the Budweiser winner. That was his first ever stakes race, and he beat the best. See That Tiger, Slews Tiz Wiz, Executive Chef, etc.
You know, he did really, and I still think that we're in for a battle here with Chuckanut Bay, the outside. Of course, tax code does have the class edge here, as you mentioned. This one coming out of the Budweiser a couple of races back, had a nice victory there. Looks like the horse to beat on paper, 2 for 3 here this season. But Chuckanut Bay at 6 and 6.5 furlongs, just about as tough as they come. You know, maybe not the stakes contender that tax code is, but still a very hardy sort, and I think it's going to be a fun race to watch.
It is. Okay, you're going to go with tax code on top. I'm going to take Chuckanut Bay, Tom. He's got, 7 wins at Emerald Downs of his 13 in his career. He's won in Phoenix. He's won in New Mexico. He's very sharp again this year. Draws outside tax code, as you mentioned, loves the distance. I think he can pull a minor upset. 4-pound weight shift in his favor doesn't hurt as well. All right, a really fine field for the 5th. The 6th race, non-winners at 2 under conditions. 3-year-olds and up.
I went to Tiger Sun in this one, number 3. Tiger Sun dropping a notch here after knocking at the door in the last couple of starts. Adrian Castellanos, this one opens up at 8-5. So I went to Tiger Sun. Shiny Orb back to a better level, maybe an upset potential there, but I went 3-1-5.
Okay, yeah, Shiny Orb 15-1, but Tiger Sun does look really good in this spot. I'm with you there. 7th race is at a mile for 3-year-olds and upward, another non-winners of 2.
You know, I think Jess in Time just maybe come into to a good spot now. Jess in Time did very well around 2 turns in the last outing. Outside post position here, 1 mile run. This horse has only had 1 start going a mile recently. Right. You know, most of the races have been at 6 furlongs, but just looks to me like he's the kind of horse that's geared for the 2 turns.
I think he can get good position by the first turn. You know, he stalked the pace of Fruit Loots. Fruit Loots came back to run well yesterday. I like Just in Time as well. Kevin Krieger back up for Tim McCanna. 8th race, the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Purse at a mile, 4-year-olds and up. Solid milers in here. Scratch number 7, Elder Mac. The morning line favorite is out.
Yeah, you know, with Elder Mac being out of this race, Joe, this really opens this race up quite a bit. It changes the complexion of the race a whole lot, I think. But I think it gives a good chance for Seas of Normandy to get in the winner's circle. You know, he's been there close so many times. He's been right in the picture just about every single time. He's a tough racehorse. He's a hardy racehorse. He's just not been able to grab that elusive winner's circle. I think maybe now, without Elder Mac, this could be the spot.
Yeah, I put him second. He continues to run good races for Ian Jewell. I did put Calm, Cool, and Collected on top. That horse has been outstanding this year. All sprints so far, 2 wins, 3 seconds from 5 starts. But he showed some 2-turn ability last year. In fact, I believe he broke his maiden around 2 turns.
I hated to leave him out, by the way, but, you know, they only let us pick 3, so it's that kind of a race, you know.
Okay, I'm on 6. Tom's on 4 in the 8th. The 9th and final, 3-year-olds and up, maidens at 6.5. Number 3 is a first-time starter by Smiling Tiger, Tiger Passion. I did go with the 2 in here, Avella Nasa. It was his first start off a lengthy layoff, and he was a little bit detached early, but closed some ground, and that's how we saw him a couple years ago here at Emerald Downs. He could pick up ground late. At 6.5, I think he's got a big chance in here under Kevin Orozco for Alexis Silva Martinez.
You know, I wouldn't be shocked with a Villanasa in this race. This is a horse, I didn't put him in my picks, perhaps I should have, but he's a horse that could certainly upset and pick the pieces up late, as you mentioned there. I gave the nod to My Sweet Forza from the outside post. Talia Timantois had a pretty nice meet, especially the second half of the meet. She's really come into her own. She's rode some really nice races. I think she's got a good chance here with My Sweet Forza. Jorge Rosales, rather, the trainer for this one, who just missed in a similar spot last time out.
Right. My Sweet Forza comes off a good effort under Timantois, and a little bit of a weight break doesn't hurt either. All right, there's a look at our 9 thoroughbred races. Tom will be calling that action and the Wiener Dog Sunday here at Emerald Downs. Have a great day. Yeah, Los Margs Cafe in our stable area open until 6 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays, so that takes care of the racing afternoon. And it is accessible from the west side of the building. There's an entrance for the public to enter Los Margs Cafe, so you are welcome through 6 p.m. And, of course, the main restaurant just down the street, down 15th as you take a left out of Emerald Downs onto 15th Street. Los Margs Cafe here in our stable area. Okay, that is one thing that's going on. A lot of other things are going on, including the expertise of John Lindley sitting right next to me. John of Parker's. Let's get through a day of racing. Some good races today.
Yeah, 9 good races today. We have a sprint with some pretty tough sprinters. It's a 5-horse field, but these horses can run a little bit. We'll see how they do coming up here in a little bit.
Tax Code, winner of the Budweiser, the top name. And, of course, Chuckanut Bay, always a very formidable sprinter here at Emerald Downs. Just he's really piled on up the wins the last couple of years. And not only here in Washington, Arizona, New Mexico as well. A 9-race card, and of course it's Wiener Dog Sunday. Wiener Dog, Wiener Wannabes qualifiers after races 2 and 4. The Wiener Dog Championships after the 6th race today. And we're just a week away from Italian Day as well at Emerald Downs. So about ready to go down to the paddock, take a look at the horses for race number 1. This is a 6.5 furlong sprint, maiden 3-year-olds and upward in the first, and we're not too far away from the national anthem today as well to be performed by Jet Cities. They are getting ready out by the winner's circle, so we're going to enjoy that national anthem today. The first race, maiden race, chance for somebody to get their first career victory. That's what a maiden is in thoroughbred racing, in case you were wondering whether you be a male or female. If you haven't won a race, you have maiden status. And there's Sonoma Sam from trainer Sarah Jennings, looking to get going. A little equipment change there with the blinkers on. RD Stimulus, he can pass horses a little bit, John.
Yeah, he's had a lot of chances, but you can make an argument his last race, well, for sure at Emerald Downs was probably his best race. He ran 4th there, had a little trouble out of the gate. Now he's going to have to make up some ground on a couple others in here, including the favorite Shady Rambler. But, you know, showed a little improvement last time.
There's the one, Sonoma Sam. RD Stimulus, the 2 from Robbie Bays. Second time Kevin Orozco, you know, that's not a bad angle. He finished 4th in his most recent, did RD Stimulus, and Shady Rambler, the favorite, number 4, finished 3rd in that race 2 weeks ago. Here's a look at RD Stimulus. Orozco is going to get aboard. Number 3 is Final Out. Broke a little slowly in his last.
Yeah, I had him veering out at the start, losing a couple lengths there, and then moving up into contention while 3 wide. And notice he came back with a gate workout and then a 45 and 3. So clearly they kind of said, okay, we know he had some trouble out of the gate. Let's get him out of the gate a little better. And he looks like he might be pretty quick early here. We'll see if that's the case.
That is jockey Lenny Seacher on aboard for Mark Cloutier. Shady Rambler is the favorite.
Yeah, I had all sorts of trouble out of the start. Broke slow, then powered into contention while 3 wide on the turn and 5 wide into the stretch on a day where I thought being on the rail was a positive. That was a big effort by this horse.
Yeah, it was impressive. Adrian Castellanos returns to ride for Tom Wenzel. Root Beer Paul is out. Scratch the 5. Scratch number 5, Root Beer Paul. And there's the 6, Glory Sunday. Blake Nunnally's up for trainer George Maravilla and coming off some placings, so certainly a contender in here as we go to the track for race number 1.
That's Dan Harrington's call to post for the first race today. Today's first race, the Michelob Ultra Purse. a distance of 6½ furlongs, a maiden claiming event. The purse is $8,500 for maiden 3-year-olds and upward. Reminder that number 1, Sonoma Sam, races with blinkers on. And a reminder that number 5, Root Beer Paul, is a late scratch. Post time coming up in 5 minutes. And ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise if able and kindly remove your hats for today's national anthem. Jet Cities is a 4-part a cappella chorus based in Federal Way. The chorus has performed in the South Sound area for more than 60 years. They are directed by Rachel Pack, who has been their director for 8 years and who recently led them to first place medals at their regional contest. They will be competing at Sings United International Competition in the fall of 2027 right here in Seattle. Please welcome Jet Cities Chorus. The Jet Cities Chorus.
Coming up on race number 1 at Emerald Downs, it's the Michelob Ultra Purse at 6½ furlongs, 3-year-olds and upward. Scratch number 5, Root Beer Paul. So a field of 5, first leg of the early double. We've got rolling doubles, rolling pick 3s, and the first pick 4 starts right here in the first today. Let's head up to track announcer Tom Harris.
Well, Joe, it looks like I'm in agreement with the public here on the heavy favorite currently at 1-2. That's Shady Rambler. Shady Rambler, very good third placing in the debut run here back in earlier of August, and just stayed right with the pace all the way. Adrian Castellanos guides here for trainer Tom Wenzel. Shady Rambler could be the one to beat. RD Stimulus has attempted 5 times and been forwardly placed on a couple of those occasions, and will try this distance of 6.5 once again. Does have a steady finishing kick, so possible spoiler that roll there for RD Stimulus. And Glory Sunday to the outside rounds out my top 3. And this one has been close on many attempts as well now. So I go 4, 2, and 6 here in the first.
Number 4 on top, Shady Rambler, just started his career 2 weeks ago and tried to get involved mightily after a poor start, John.
You know, it was a big effort by this horse. He broke a couple lengths slow, but he powered into contention on the turn while wide and just got a little tired at the end. Now he is coming back in 2 weeks off a debut, and sometimes they may not be able to repeat it, but he looks like he has a big edge over this field, and he deserves to be the favorite and the horse to beat clearly.
Okay, I'm with you guys. Yeah, Shady Rambler, watching him run 2 weeks ago. If he can do that or a little bit better, which horses can improve, second time out for sure. We like number 4, Shady Rambler, in the first.
And the horses have reached the starting gate. Post time for the first. First race today, the Michelob Ultra Purse at 6 1/2 furlongs. And the field set to load here with Sonoma Sam looking it over. Heads to the inside post. Now comes RD Stimulus. Final out. Next one. Shady Rambler, the current 2 to 5 choice. Glory Sunday, outside post. Now they're in. And runners away. Good start for Glory Sunday from the outside. Here goes RD Stimulus. Sonoma Sam moves on at the inside out of the backstretch chute and onto the main oval they go with Shady Rambler splitting horses to get to the front now. Glory Sunday on the outside next. Final out joins them at the rail. Span of 3 to RD Stimulus and Sonoma Sam as they hurry for the far turn. 22 and 86 100ths. Stride for stride they go up front. And Shady Rambler just a nose in front of Final Out. Racing next, Glory Sunday. Then we'll drop back to the outside with RD Stimulus now kicking on as they reach the quarter pole and run to the top of the stretch. Shady Rambler just in front of Final Out, and they're off the turn together. Homeward bound, Shady Rambler to take them inside the final furlong. Lengthens the stride and opens up by 2.5. Chased home by Final Out. Grandstand side is RD Stimulus, but Shady Rambler's going on. Shady Rambler to win the opener. RD Stimulus was second to Glory Sunday. Final Out and Sonoma Sam. Running time of the race, 1:18 and 36 100ths. Unofficial order of finish appears on the totalizator board for the first race today. Finishing first, number 4, Shady Rambler. Second was number 2, RD Stimulus. Third came number 6, Glory Sunday. And fourth, number 3, Final Out. Running time of the race, 1:18 and 36 100 The first race today, the Michelob Ultra Purse. Results for the first race official. The official winner, number 4, Shady Rambler. Into the Michelob Ultra winner's circle, it's Shady Rambler. He's owned by Shady Valley Ranch, trained by Tom Wenzel, the winning pilot Adrian Castellanos. A 4-year-old dark bear brown gelding by 613 from Maze's Music. She was sired by Music of My Soul. Bred here in Washington by Jeff and Doris Harwood and Dolores Christensen. Here's a look at the prices for the first race today. Winner number 4, Shady Rambler, 288 on the win ticket, 216 and 210 across. Number 2, RD Stimulus, 510 to place, 230 on the show. Number 6, Glory Sunday, $2.10 on the show ticket. Winning Exacta, $5.36, 50-cent trifecta, $4.06, 10-cent super, $3.23. Coming up, the second race today, it's the Tex Hollingsworth Memorial Purse at 1 mile. Number 3, Petite Ange, will race without blinkers. No blinkers for number 3. Number 5, Sunglasses, will also race without blinkers. No blinkers for number 5. Post time for the second race coming up at 2:15. 18 minutes until post time. Race fans, don't forget the Wannabe races are coming up. 3 heats right after the second race today. They'll be the first of the Wiener Dog and Wiener Wannabe races today. The Wannabe 3 heats coming up after the second race. Special welcome today to the Clan Gordon Pipe Band, a long-established pipe band based in Tacoma with roots dating back to 1955. It was formed by a group of Scottish immigrants and Americans who combined their bagpipe and drumming experience with sponsorship from Clan Gordon. The band has been a fixture in Tacoma's cultural life for decades. We welcome the Clan Gordon Pipe Band. Also, a special welcome today to the Auburn Valley Humane Society. They're joining us in the park area today in celebration of the Wiener Dog races and the Wiener Wannabes. we welcome the Auburn Valley Humane Society.
Paddock time for race number 2 here at Emerald Downs, and this is a mile race for fillies and mares. With me is Hugh Wales, outstanding jockey in his run in that profession and currently an investigator for the Washington Horse Racing Commission. And this is the Tex Hollingsworth Memorial Purse. And Hugh ended up number 8 all time at Long Acres in wins and rode some really fine horses, and you finished just a few wins ahead of your buddy Tex Hollingsworth, Hugh.
Yeah, he was a very good friend. Very good friend. He was my mentor when I first started, and very competitive person.
Yeah, Tex Hollingsworth had a great run at Long Acres. He was 5th all time in stakes wins there with 33. Of course, Red Wind was his top mount. He won 5 stakes on Red Wind, including the 1972 Long Acres Mile. But you got to know Tex really well off the track. Tell us about his personality.
Oh, he was a character, and we probably upset our agent, had the same one, because we would buy motorcycles in the summer and snowmobiles in the winter, and he wasn't happy, especially with the motorcycles.
Yeah, you're speaking of Nick Puich, agent for both Hugh and Tex Hollingsworth, and you guys weren't alone. Jockeys got a little daredevil in them, and you guys wanted a little excitement during the off season, huh?
Oh, yeah. We used to hunt and fish, and actually even on the track in the mornings, we kind of got a little competitive. We would compete if we're working a set together, and about to head the lane, we'd compete, and the loser had to buy breakfast. So there was a lot of leg pulling, stirrup pulling, and elbow reaching out.
Some stories from morning training. Well, Tex came in from the Midwest, and, you know, he quickly rose in Long Acres jockey ranks, and he rode for Glenn Williams, so he must have been performing very well. Glenn Williams was the top stakes barn at Long Acres for many seasons, and of course he rode Red Wind for Glenn Williams and more.
Yes, he was getting to ride for the top trainers. It actually benefited me sometimes, just simply because if he had days or was injured, then I would fall into that category and get to ride some of them horses too.
Yeah, that happens with the same agent. Well, Sherry Hunt is here as well, Tex's daughter, and they're going to have a little ceremony after the second race down in the winner's circle. But I remember his ride aboard Red Wind in the 1973 Washington Championship when he knew that there was a little firmer ground out by the outside fence, and he won that race. and he had to be 30 yards away from Coral Isle, who was on the inside. Do you remember that race, Hugh, at all?
In the mud, absolutely. I wasn't sure if he wasn't going to run over a cameraman, and he must have found a really good spot out there, or the horse liked it out there better. I don't know which, but it worked out well.
That was a memorable ride, one of many by Tex Hollingsworth in his outstanding riding career. The second race, the Tex Hollingsworth Memorial Purse. Thank you so much, Hugh.
You're welcome.
All right, we've got horses in the walking ring for race number 2 here. And this is a filly and mare race at a mile. Shanghai Barbie is first up to the track under Kevin Orozco. And the morning line favorite in here, Chatty Leroy Brown, comes off a big win at the distance, and she's right back in the same claiming level here, John.
Yeah, a year ago she won the Washington Oaks at 33-1, and it took her a little while to get a win after that. Last race she had things go her own way and was able to beat a similar field. She's a horse to beat clearly off of that effort.
Yeah, I believe she's something like 3 for 5 in 2-turn races, 3 for her last 5. So Chatty Leroy Brown heads to the track as the favorite. We've got Blinkers Off, Petite Ange, the Hastings Racing Club horse, and Sunglasses. 3 and 5 with Blinkers Off. We go to the track for the Tex Hollingsworth Memorial Purse.
And the horses take the track for the second race today. The second race, a distance of 1 mile. It is the Tex Hollingsworth Memorial Purse. Claiming event, purse of $9,000 for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward. Make note that number 3, Petite Ange, will race without blinkers. Also no blinkers for number 5, Sunglasses. Post time coming up in just over 5 minutes.
Coming up on race number 2 and making their way along the track apron for our pleasure here on Sunday, it is the very accomplished Clan Gordon Pipe Band performing on the track apron before race number 2, the Tex Hollingsworth Memorial Purse. Let's head up to Tom for his selection.
Joe, you got your kilt handy?
No, I don't.
You had to think about that one, though. All
No
right.
kilts.
No kilts today for Joe. All right, second race. 1 mile, the Tex Hollingsworth Memorial Purse. Many of us remember Tex Hollingsworth, race rider here in the Pacific Northwest, and just a wonderful character of racing through the years. And today's second race named in his honor after his passing. So, second race, the Tex Hollingsworth Memorial. I will look to number 2, acclaimed preacher Silvio Amador. We'll have the leg up there. This one seems to be a bit on the rebound. Could be a price here as well. Currently 5-2. Then I go to Shanghai Barbie at the rail and use number 5, Sunglasses, to round out my top 3. 2, 1, and 5 for me.
Number 2 on top, acclaimed preacher. I'm going to go in her direction as well. She just was outrun by Chatty Leroy Brown, who, of course, is number 6 in here. Acclaimed preacher, she has been versatile. Let's see if she can close that gap. She's been decent on the dirt, synthetic, and grass. She's got to beat Chatty Leroy Brown. She's the second choice to that favorite right now. So Tom and I are on the 2. John Lindley.
You know, as I talked earlier, Chatty Leroy Brown kind of had things her own way last time and drew off to a big win, but she seems to, facing the same field again, and she has one from just off the lead because there's some speed inside of her. I'm going to give her a call to repeat.
Yeah, she has won 3 of her last 5 two-turn races, including here 2 weeks ago. John is on the 6, Tom and I on the 2 here in the second.
The Clan Gordon Pipe Band. And the horses have reached the starting gate. Post time for the second. Field set to load for the 1 mile run in the Tex Hollingsworth Memorial. Shanghai Barbie has the inside post. Now comes acclaimed preacher. Petit Ange goes to join them. Sunglasses, one from the outside. Now Chatty Leroy Brown. Solo un beso. Starter Mark Gibson will send them on their way. And runners away in the Tex Hollingsworth. Good start for Petit Ange, prompted from between horses. Acclaimed Preacher, Solo un beso runs on third as they make the sweep round the first turn. And it's Petit Ange who's settled in up front and leads it by a length and a half. Acclaimed Preacher is right behind second by a neck. Solo un beso poised in third by 2.5. Chatty Leroy Brown follows next, and Sunglasses follows that one in turn. Still another 4, Shanghai Barbie at the back, midway up the backstretch they go. 23-21, first fraction. They've just over a half mile to go. Petit Ange continues to lead it by 2. Acclaimed Preacher is tracking in second, Solo un beso third, but here comes Chatty Leroy Brown now, right up into contention. Sunglasses follows next as they take it around the far turn, and Petit Ange, the leader, took them through a half in 46 and 32 100ths, and still going on with a quarter mile to go. The leader by length, Acclaimed Preacher, a closer second by 2. Chatty Leroy Brown is holding third, Solo un beso back of that. Off the turn and homeward bound. Petit Ange looking to go the distance in the final 200 yards. Acclaimed Preacher in pursuit. They've a 16th to journey now. On the inside, Petit Ange holding gamely. And Petit Ange, flag fall to finish. Acclaimed Preacher was second. Chatty Leroy Brown took third. Shanghai Barbie to Sunglasses and Solo un beso. Time for the mile, 1:37 and 16 100ths. Unofficial order of finish appears on the totalizator board for the second race today. Finishing first, number 3, Petit Ange. Finishing second was number 2, Acclaimed Preacher. Third came number 6, Chatty Leroy Brown. Fourth, number 1, Shanghai Barbie. Running time of the race, 1:37 and 16 100ths. The second race today was the Tex Hollingsworth Memorial. In the Michelob Ultra Winner's Circle, it's Petit Ange. Owned by Mark Freeman and Hastings Racing Club, trained by Jamie Perryman Cruz. Alex Cruz on board for the winning ride. Petit Ange, a 5-year-old bay mare by Golden Sense from Big Maple. She was sired by Overanalyze. Bred in Kentucky by Stonewall Dominion LLC and Jose Luis Espinosa. And we heard the bell sound in the winner's circle. Donation made for the Thoroughbred Aftercare program. Special thanks for your donations today. Here's a look at those prices. Second race winner number 3, Petit Ange. $19.24 on the win ticket, $9.18 to place. $3.40 to show. Number 2, Acclaimed Preacher, $3.98 and $2.24. Third, number 6, Chatty Leroy Brown, $2.10 on the show ticket. The exacta worth $26.99. The early double, $28.59. 50-cent trifecta, $27.98. 10-cent super, $22.13. There was a claim in the second race. Number 6, Chatty Leroy Brown, was claimed. The new owner, Michael Radovich. The new trainer, Howie Gibson. Number 6, Chatty Leroy Brown, was claimed from the second race. And race fans, coming up next on the track, we'll have our first races for the wannabes of the day. 3 heats in the wannabe category. These are wannabe wiener dogs. We'll have 3 heats coming up in just a few moments. Top 3 in each heat will advance. Later today, we'll have the wiener dogs after the 4th race. Top 2 in their heats will advance. Then, of course, the championship races will be after the 6th race today. And while we have a moment, looking ahead, third race coming up at 6 furlongs, the Explore Auburn Purse. No changes in that race. Post time for the third at 2:58, just over 30 minutes away. And ladies and gentlemen, here they come. How about a nice welcome for the wannabes? And here they are, race fans, the wannabes looking to advance to the championship race today. We'll have 3 heats here coming up in the wannabe category. You take a look on the monitor. Here's a look at the lineups. Heat 1, Romeo, Maisie, Hennessy, Polly, Basil, Dory, Purple, Brilla, Louie, and Hero will race in heat number 1. They'll be coming up first. as they get ready to line up here. Just about set for the first heat in the wannabe category. Oh, we had a false start. False start, that'll happen once in a while. And we try once again, back at the line, back at the ready. And the flag is up. And wannabes away. Romeo got off to a good start at the inside. Looks like Romeo. Here's another look at that. Romeo broke sharply at the inside and pulled away to win that first heat. Romeo will be advancing to the championship. We take the top three in these. We'll have the next heat coming up here in just a few moments. Let's go trackside. Here's Phil.
Thank you, Tom. Here's Romeo and Garrett. They are from Roslyn, Washington. Drove over here today to be in the Wiener Dog and Wannabe races for the second time, right?
Yeah, we tried last year. He got third because Luca was really fast. So, yeah, we thought he'd run it back again. Did a little less training this year, so it turned out good.
He looks very interested in this. He's going to be, look at that. The eyes are closing, but he just ran a great race. You guys are going to be in the finals. Good luck.
Thank you, Phil.
All right, back to you, Tom.
All right, thank you, Phil. And Romeo, big run today from Northern Exposure Country, just over the mountains there in Roslyn. Field for the second heat coming up. Here's Heat 2, Wannabe Division. And here's a look at the field. We got Dilly, Carter Lamar. Then you got Peppa Eloise Pig. Let's see who else we've got. Leo the Wonder Dog. Then we've got Edna Pickles, Bambina, Walnut, Jake, Spaghetti, and Ernest to De La Cruz. All right. That's the field. Heat number 2. All right, we're just about set for the second heat for the Wannabes. An impressive winner in the first heat with Romeo, ran clear from the inside. And we're just about set to go. Flag is up. And Wannabes away. Peppa got a good start towards the inside. Dilly, looks like Dilly. That inside post position is on fire. Peppa was in the search early. Once again, let's go trackside to Phil.
All right, Serenity from Bremerton is here. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to get this right. This is Peppa Eloise Pig.
Yes.
Okay? I'm not making it up. It says it right here. Tell me about that name.
Well, it actually stands for PEP. So Peppa Eloise Pig. And I wanted something a little spunky because she's a weird little girl. So, and she's pink today, so we wanted to come in our best.
When did you put the pink on?
I did it a couple weeks ago. She was actually like neon pink. It's faded a bit, so she's just a nice little fuchsia, but she's still pink.
All right, the pink dog is going to be in the finals, folks. How about that? Way to go. Back to you, Tom.
And there's another look at that. Replay there. Thank you, Phil, covering the action trackside as we get ready for heat number 3 in the wannabe category. Don't forget the top 3 finishers will advance to the championship race. That'll be a little bit later on today. That'll be coming up after the 6th race, the championship race for the wannabes. And we'll also have the championship race for the Wiener Dogs after the 6th race as well. So plenty of race action still ahead. Got a loose wannabe down there, quickly gathered up. All right, that's a look at the field. Teddy, Iva, Dutch, Una, Lana, Arlo, Waylon, Freddie, Roscoe, and Peter Paws. That's going to be your field there for heat number 3. Just about set. Flag is up. And wannabes away. Good start for Una. Una got off to a great start and maybe held on. Looks like Una towards the inside there, number 4. Had enough to get the job done here. Arlo, the long dog, was right there threatening. Let's take another look at the replay. Una got off to a great start. Leads it from the inside. Here comes Arlo on the attack. And at the line, Una just in front. All right, let's go trackside. Once again, here's Phil.
Thank you, Tom, as the dogs make their way back here. And we have Una, Mark, and Rika from Seattle. They won their heat last year. They're back winning their heat again this year. And this might be the lightest dog in the race. Aerodynamic, right? How much does Una weigh?
Una's 8 pounds, and she's just fast and quick.
Fast and quick. Have you guys been practicing?
Not really.
Not really. Now, in that heat, you beat Arlo. Arlo is our defending champ, so you're going to have a rematch coming up in the finals. What do you think?
Oh, we're really excited. Arlo's a tough competitor, so hopefully we'll be able to clinch it in the finals.
What do you think?
I think so. I think we have a good chance.
You have a good chance. All right, back to you, Tom. That is it for the wannabe races. Wiener Dogs coming up after race 4.
All right, there's another look at Una coming home in front. Almost a photo finish. Una strides away to victory with Arlo right behind. Those two will square off with several others in the championship race that'll be coming up after the 6th. Race fans, here's an exclusive offer for Emerald Downs fans. Sign up for the all-new First Bet with the promo code EMD550. That's EMD550. And receive a 100% match on your first deposit of up to $50. And that's not all. You'll earn a 10% rebate over your first 90 days, up to $500 paid in $10 increments for every $100 you bet. Download the First Bet app now and sign up with promo code EMD550 to start earning your bonus cash. Race fans, watch, wager, and win at Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, located just minutes away from Emerald Downs. That's Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Yep, Oktoberfest weekend is our closing weekend, September 5th, 6th, and 7th. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday this year, closing weekend at Emerald Downs. Italian Day is next Sunday. September 6th is a big stakes day. Many of the season-ending honors will be decided on Sunday, September 6th through our stakes races that day, including the Gottstein Futurity. And trainer Tom Wenzel, owner George Tadaro have won 4 of the last 5 Gottstein Futurities. And Robin Racer has moved forward this year.
Yeah, no
time.
doubt. And all the horses they bought at auction are bred the route, and he's had a great year as a 2-year-old trainer again this year. So he'll probably have 2 or 3, or maybe even more in that race. And obviously, one of them is going to be, could be a winner and make it 4 straight.
Okay, let's go on to the third race today, as that was quite a run by Una, the wannabe, over Arlo. Una had to be, as Phil pointed out, the lightest, maybe the smallest. She was getting through that dirt awful fast, so she'll be in that final. And Wiener Dogs after race number 4. 4-year-olds and up here in the Explorer Auburn Purse at 6 furlongs. Number 1 there, Creme de Menthe, claimed back by trainer Frank Lucarelli a couple races back. She drops down to 62.50 today, and she's been very competitive early, just lacking a little bit in that last 16th in recent races.
Yeah, and 3 of her last 4 races have been against much tougher competition. Bobby Genie, Eyelight, Simply Gracious, who we're going to see in the next race. And then, the one race at this level, she ran okay. She's up on the lead. I think she tends to be a little better when she comes from just off the lead. And there's some speed in here, so I'm guessing she'll get a nice stocking trip. We'll see if she can break that losing streak.
There she is, Creme de Menthe, Washington bred by Curlin to Mischief, out of that outstanding producing mare Creme. Creme, 8 runners and 8 winners. Creme de Menthe, one of them. And again, Creme de Menthe was purchased at the WTBOA yearling sale. That would have been 5 years ago, 2021. And 3 of our stakes winners from last Sunday, including Adios Jojo, they were in the WTBOA sale. 3 of our 6 stakes winners from last weekend. WTBOA sale is Tuesday, just up the street at the WTBOA Sales Pavilion. Starts at 1 p.m. Ms. Flashy Harbor, she is dropping to 62.50, and she might be the best producer, best runner at this current meeting without a win so far. That's had 6 starts.
Yeah, and she has gone a couple years without a win, and as you mentioned, though, she's been running also like Creme de Menthe against some really, really tough sprinters. Miss Union, Clubhouse Drama, and even back to last year, Grease Missile, who is super sharp. And, she gives the same performance pretty much every time. She doesn't have a lot of speed. She comes running at the end, and she hasn't been able to get there. Now, this is much easier company. I could see why she's favored off her last few starts, and if she can run back to either of those, she's going to be pretty tough to handle in the stretch.
Daughter of Abrage, out of Point de Harbor. And Steve Bullock has had an outstanding year, 27% wins, lots of seconds as well. Seconds and thirds provided in part by Ms. Flashy Harbor, who has finished her races very well. Kevin Krieger's aboard today on Ms. Flashy Harbor, who is the 5-2 morning line favorite. Can't Deal With It is tied for the meet lead with 4 victories. Now, she has been placed in her last 2, but those have been starter allowances. She's back in a 5,000 claimer for her. When last seen at that level, she was an easy winner.
Yeah, as you mentioned, another horse who's faced a couple of tough sprinting fields. Last race she was wide throughout and kind of ran evenly, and she figures to get a pretty hot pace to run out again. She's had some hot paces the last few, but those first few races this year, she was super sharp. We'll see if she can bounce back and get back on form here.
Yeah, 5 wins overall. Also won at Santa Anita in January, her maiden victory. 4 wins at Emerald Downs for Can't Deal With It. David Martinez trainee. And Alex Cruz aboard the 3. Behind her is Rabble, who just picked up her second win at Emerald Downs this year. And she just led all the way in a 3,500.
Yeah, this barn claimed her off that race on July 18th and put her on the lead on a day I thought it was kind of advantageous to be loose on the lead, and she cruised to a big win. She is stepping up and meeting much tougher horses, but that win might have given her some confidence, and she does have good early speed.
Adrian Castellanos back aboard for George Rosales. There's Rabble, Kentucky-bred 4-year-old filly. First season up here at Emerald Downs. Again, 2 wins this spring and summer. Prancin' Lady is the 5 from trainer Steve Fisher. Frank Alvarado is well familiar with her, and she can stalk a pace. She owns a win at Emerald Downs this year, won twice here last year.
Yeah, she was 5 lengths behind Miss Flashy Harbor, but she's a little more tactical. She has a lot more early speed. She draws it kind of outside today. She can sit on the lead, but she can also come from off the lead. Very versatile.
Here she is, trained by Steve Fisher. Bronze Girl outside for George Maravilla with Blake Nunnally aboard. Has some early speed and does have a win here at this meeting back in May. We go to the track for the 3rd race.
And the horses are on the track for the 3rd race today. It's the Explorer Auburn Purse at 6 furlongs. A claiming event, purse of $12,000. It brings out fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. Post time coming up in less than 5 minutes.
Coming up on race number 3 at Emerald Downs, fillies and mares at 6 furlongs in the Explorer Auburn Purse, and can't deal with it. 4 wins at the meeting. Number 3 can't deal with it. She's tied for most victories. Aloha Breeze also with 4. Miss Flashy Harbor, number 2 doesn't have any wins, but has run very well against better company. Let's go up to Tom for his selection.
Yeah, Joe, that's right. Miss Flashy Harbor is garnering all the attention right now in the wagering, currently even money on the board. And, she has been in some really tough spots, claiming 12.5 up to 15,000 claiming company, and she has been close so many times. This is a great opportunity today for her to break through and get that win. I'm going to go with her here, Miss Flashy Harbor, number 2. Prancin' Lady, number 5, second selection here, was closing in late in the last outing. I think this could be an off-the-pace threat. And Bronze Girl from the outside, looking for a rebound effort, has the speed to be prominent in this one. I go 2, 5, and 6 here in the third.
Okay, Ms. Flashy Harbor on top to get that elusive first win of 2026. John Lindley.
I don't know if I've ever picked Miss Flashy Harbor, but I have today. As Tom talked about and we talked about, she's been, I don't want to say unlucky, but she doesn't have a lot of early speed, and she just runs into these fields where there's always somebody in front of her and she can't quite get the job done. Seems like her best spot in some time. We'll see if she can break that losing streak.
Yeah, almost just under half of her career starts have been second or third place finishes. And there's not a ton of early speed in here, but there is some, and she's just sharp. I think all three of us feel she's going to run a good race, stay in contact enough, and outfinish several others. So we're all on number 2, Ms. Flashy Harbor, here in the third.
And the horses have reached the starting gate. Post time for the third. Third race today, the Explorer Auburn Purse at 6 furlongs. And the girls get set to line up for 6 panels here. The inside Creme de Menthe, first one forward. Now, Can't Deal With It steps up. Open slot for Miss Flashy Harbor as Rabble looks it over and goes in. Now, Bronze Girl to the outside post. Here comes Miss Flashy Harbor and Prancin' Lady, and they are in the gate. And runners away. Good start for Prancin Lady. Bronze Girl off alertly the outside. Rabble in the chase early as well as they sprint up the backstretch. Will drop back a length and a half to Creme de Menthe. Miss Flashy Harbor second last and can't deal with it as they race on for the far turn. And it's Bronze Girl setting the tone here and leads it. Opening fraction 21 and 89. 100's Prancin Lady edging in a closer second to Rabble third. Creme de Menthe next on the outside. Miss Flashy Harbor called on from second last, and 3 to Can't Deal With It. The girls have just over a quarter mile to go as they run to the top of the stretch. Bronze Girl, Prancin Lady, Creme de Menthe swings to the outside. They round the turn and run for home. Here comes Rabble gaining, and Miss Flashy Harbor trying to find a way through and does so at the rail now. This one wide open down the lane, but there goes Miss Flashy Harbor coming to the lead. Up from the outside, Creme de Menthe, but Miss Flashy Harbor to win it. Creme de Menthe was second, back to Bronze Girl. In stride with Rabble. Prancin Lady Can't Deal With It at the tail. Running time 1:09 and 57 100ths. Unofficial order of finish on the board for the third race. Finishing first, it was number 2, Miss Flashy Harbor. Second was number 1, Creme de Menthe. Third came number 6, Bronze Girl. And fourth, number 4, Rabble. Running time of the race, 1:09 and 57 100 The third race today was the Explore Auburn Purse. Results for the third race official. Into the Michelob Ultra winner's circle, it's Miss Flashy Harbor. Owned by Ron and Nina Hagen, Ron Bowman, and Steve Bullock. Trained by Steve Bullock. Kevin Krieger in the irons for the score. Miss Flashy Harbor, a 6-year-old dark bay or brown mare by a barrage from Point de Harbor. She was sired by Harbor the Gold. Bred here in Washington by Ron Bowman and Ron and Nina Hagen. Here's a look at the prices for the third race today. Winner number 2, Miss Flashy Harbor, comes home to return $3.06 to win. $2.10 to place and show. Number 1, Creme de Menthe, $3.42 to place, $2.60 to show. Number 6, Bronze Girl, $4.26 on the show ticket. The Exacta, $3.68. The Rolling Double, $27.54. 50-cent trifecta, $21.89. 10-cent super, $15.86. The early pick 3, $20.43. And fans, it's time for the WTBOA Wallbred of the Week Award. Miss Dynamic earned a career-high 80 buyer for her 7 3/4 length romp on Sunday. Owned and bred by Antonio Mendoza, the 6-year-old Dynamic Impact mare improved to 9 for 21 lifetime with over $170,000 in earnings. Congratulations to the connections of Miss Dynamic. And ladies and gentlemen, there was a claim in the third race. Number 3, Can't Deal With It, was claimed. The new owners, Gene Heredia, Ileana Thompson, Elucid Flores Sandoval. The new trainer, Jorge Rosales. Number 3, Can't Deal With It, claimed from the third race. Looking ahead to the fourth race today, the fourth race, Leanne's Bubbles Bling and Adventures Purse at 6 furlongs. No changes in the fourth. Post time on the board coming up at 3:28, less than 18 minutes until post time. Don't forget, after this fourth race, we'll have our next round of heats in the Wiener Dog races. Fans, we're in the home stretch of the 2026 season, but still plenty of great racing and fun. This Saturday is Super Saturday with half-price specials on select food and beverage items, plus the $1,000 horseshoe toss. Italian Days coming up Sunday with live music, food specials, and the annual pizza eating contest. On Labor Day weekend, there's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday racing. And we'll be having an Oktoberfest celebration all 3 days with live music, great food, and fun games. Get your tickets now at EmeraldDowns.com.
Paddock time for race number 4 at Emerald Downs. It's Leanne's Bubbles, Bling, and Adventure's Purse. And fillies and mares sprinting 6 furlongs here. Joe Withy along with John Lindley. And we'll be talking about this field. It's the beginning of our Jackpot Pick 6 wager, races 4 through 9 today. And those of you that are interested, the Jackpot Pick 6 costs just 10 cents. And that gives you one horse over each of the last 6 races. And it's pretty hard to, win 6 races in a row. So if you want to include a few more horses, the cost goes up very slowly at those 10-cent increments. So Jackpot Pick 6 has a little carryover, $4,500. Starts right here. Fillies and mares. In our 5th race, we're anticipating that one as well today, John, with Tax Code going against Chuckanut Bay.
Yeah, we've seen those horses run some massive sprints this year and, of course, in the past, and they kind of drew right next to each other. And we can't ignore Candy Caballo either. He's, run some big races in the past also, and he's pretty quick early. It's going to be a fun race, one race pass. And we finally got Miss Flashy Harbor to win a race, so good for those connections today.
Yeah, Ron and Nina Hagen breeders and co-owners of Ms. Flashy Harbor have had a sensational year, and she's been running so well, but not quite catching all of her foes. Today she did and won easily. All right, let's take a look at the field for the 4th, Simply Gracious. Numbers 1, 2, and 3 are coming off wins. Number 2, Gypsy Lynn, racing here for the first time, but Simply Gracious is fast, and she's got that inside post.
Yeah, that combination works really well at Emerald Downs, clearly. In last race, she was in the 4-hole, but she sprinted to the lead. Pretty quick fractions, 44.2.5, and cruised to a nice 109.3 win. She's had plenty of time to recover, worked a nice 36.3 a week ago. All systems look go here.
Yeah, Simply Gracious winning for the 12.5 level, just a very slight step up. Her first win of the year, but she's always been fast. Kevin Krieger is back aboard to ride for Blaine Wright. How about Gypsy Lynn? What a nice career she's had. She has, 9 wins on dirt, 1 win on grass, although she runs a lot of good races on grass. And she's good in sprints. And we're seeing her for the first time after about, a 5-month break.
Yeah, she has 4 wins in her last 8 starts. She has a nice style, but she's also won from on the lead, off the lead, and like you mentioned on the turf, another horse that's very versatile. Good workout pattern, a couple 5-furlong work. She looks fit and ready. We'll see if she can compete at this level.
Yeah, she's had a good year so far, just 4 starts, but a couple wins claimed by Joe Toy, trainer Joe Toy, down in Arizona in February, and won right off that claim. Kristen Lee is very sharp, and she is in the barn of Coco Patino. She's got 2 wins and a second from just 3 starts.
All 3 of her races have been outstanding. Last race, she did kind of have things her own way. She went 22-3, cruised to a big win, but she's won from just off the lead, so her scenario today is probably sit off Simply Gracious. We'll see if she can win another.
Okay, so 1, 2, and 3 last race victories. Coiffeur, the 4, trained by Terry Eaton, comes off a good second as she took a little drop in class, and she'll hope for a little pace setup up front.
Yeah, last race she stumbled at the start a bit, and Kinky Moon drew off to a big win, and she ran a nice second. These, I think, are a little tougher horses, but as you mentioned, if she can get that hot pace to run at, maybe she can pass them all in the stretch.
Okay, Kevin Orozco aboard. Big day for him last Sunday as he won the Long Acres Mile for the first time aboard Adios Jojo. Jersey Sunset on the outside. Bruce Dillenbeck trainee with Alex Cruz aboard, another that figures to be coming from a little off the pace.
Yeah, last race she chased Kristen Lee around the track and got a distant third here. She does draw outside. She's going to have to improve to beat that rival, but again, a pace scenario may favor her.
Okay, 5 runners in Leanne's Bubbles, Bling, and Adventure's Purse. This is the start of the Jackpot Pick 6. We go to the track for race 4.
And the horses are on the track for the fourth race today. The fourth race, a distance of 6 furlongs. Leanne's Bubbles Bling and Adventures purse. A claiming event purse of $18,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. They'll arrive at the gate in 6 minutes, post time 6 away.
Race number 4 at 6 furlongs. We're going to start the jackpot pick 6 wager right here with fillies and mares for the claiming price of $15,000. Yeah, Simply Gracious number 1, Kristen Lee number 3 coming off victories here at Emerald Downs. Gypsy Lynn, the 2, has had that great career. Her first start at the meeting, she won her most recent race down in Arizona. Coiffeur, Jersey Sunset. A field of 5. Let's get some selections, starting with Tom Harris.
Well, Joe, I'm going to go fishing for a long shot here in this race, or a spoiler, we might say. Currently at 7-1, Jersey Sunset on the outside is the horse I'm looking at in this race. She has shown an excellent closing step on many occasions. However, she's going up against a couple of speed demons in this race, in the likes of Kristen Lee and Simply Gracious, and I think Jersey Sunset's going to have one of those burnout paces to have something to run at here. She's an outsider, so that's why she's 7-1 right now and could go higher. So I'll put her on top for a possible upset. Simply Gracious, Kristen Lee, a couple of horses to beat in this race, but this is a pretty scrappy bunch anyway. 5, 1, and 2 here in the 4th.
Okay, Jersey Sunset, a little bit of a price angle as the Trifecta King has hit both days this weekend, hitting again today. Simply Grace, or excuse me, Ms. Flashy Harbor taking that 3rd race, so congratulations there. Let's hear from John Lindley on race 4.
You know, Christian Lee last race went off at 1-2 odds essentially and dominated the field and did have things her own way. This is a little tougher spot, especially with Simply Gracious in the 1 hole today. But her race 1 back to Miss Union was solid, and she has sat off the lead and run really well. I think the race goes through her. The public does too. We'll see if that's the case.
I'm going to go 3 as well. Kristen Lee, again, as John mentioned, she's got some versatility, excellent speed, but can run if the race sets up with her laying second or third or so. So John and I on the 3, Tom's on the 5 in race 4.
And the horses have reached the starting gate. Post time for the 4th. 4th race today at 6 furlongs. Leanne's Bubbles and Bling and Adventures Purse. There's the overhead view from the Emerald Downs drone, piloted by Captain Louis DeFazio. Brings us the terrific views throughout the racing season. Field of fillies and mares here just about set to load, and in goes Simply Gracious. Now Gypsy Lynn will move in alongside. Kristen Lee goes to join them from behind those lime green shades, and now joined by Koifer, one from the outside. One of a couple of long shots here. Jersey Sunset outside post, ready for the 4th. All in. And runners away. It was a good start for all. Simply Gracious bounced away smartly. Gypsy Lynn is prompted from between horses as well. And on the outside on the go is Kristen Lee, who shoots right to the front. Spanafor to Koifer and Jersey Sunset up to the outside. They've a half mile to go now as they race to the far turn. 21:67, and Kristen Lee is moving fast. The leader into the turn clear by 3. Simply Gracious trying to stay within striking range. Gypsy Lynn is holding third. Jersey Sunset is next. Then comes Koifer, and they have a quarter mile to go as they run to the top of the stretch. 43:61, a breathtaking half. Kristen Lee comes down the stretch for the final furlong, blazing the trail by more than a half dozen, and plenty of run to go. Kristen Lee has opened up clearly the best and wins this one by about 6 at the end. Jersey Sunset jumps in second. Gypsy Lynn followed to Koifer and Simply Gracious. The running time was a fast minute 8 and 95/100ths. An official order of finish appears on the totalizator board for the 4th race today. Finishing first, it was number 3, Kristen Lee. Second was number 5, Jersey Sunset. Third, number 2, Gypsy Lynn. And fourth, number 4, Koifer. Ladies and gentlemen, the inquiry sign appears on the totalizator board. The inquiry, a steward's inquiry, and jockey claim of foul. An objection lodged into the running of the 4th race. This objection and inquiry pertains to the stretch run involving numbers 2, Gypsy Lynn, and 4, Koifer. Please hold all tickets until the results are official. This inquiry and objection not pertaining to the top place finisher here, number 3, Kristen Lee. Once again, the running time, a minute 8 and 95/100ths. 4th race today, Leanne's Bubbles Bling and Adventures Purse. Into the Michelob Ultra Winners Circle, it's Kristen Lee. She's owned by Schmidt Happens Racing. Trained by Faustino Patino. Silvio Amador on board for the victory. 5-year-old chestnut mare by Cat Burglar from Norma. She was sired by City Zip. Bred in California by Richard Barton Enterprises. Once again, still a steward's inquiry and jockey claim of foul objection in regards to the stretch run of this fourth race. Please hold all tickets. This is one of the views the stewards used in their review of the fourth race today. And the stewards have ruled that number 2, Gypsy Lynn, be disqualified from third and placed fourth for interference in the stretch run with number 4, Koifer. The new order of finish appears on the totalizator board. Disqualified from third and placed fourth, number 2, Gypsy Lynn. Placed third, number 4, Koifer. Results official. Once again, the stewards are ruling that number 2, Gypsy Lynn, interfered with the progress of number 4, Koifer, therefore warranting the disqualification from third to fourth. And here's the official results. Winner number 3, Kristen Lee, 266 to win. 210 to place and show. Number 5, Jersey Sunset, 592 to place. 354 to show. Number 4, Koifer, third at $3.98 to show. Winning exacta, $7.06. Rolling double, $2.38. 50-cent trifecta, $12.09. 10-cent super, $5.81. The pick 3, $17.64. And the early pick 4, worth $24.08. And race fans, it's time for our next divisions of racing. This is the Wiener Dog division, and we will have several heats here for the Wiener Dogs. Top 2 finishers will advance. How about a nice round of applause and welcome to the Wiener Dogs trackside. Five heats in all for the Wiener Dogs as they get ready to line up for the first one. Oolong will have the inside post. Mia the Wiener from post position number 2. Oreo will break from post 3. Tilly the Honey out of 4. Number 5, Lola. Number 6 is Otis. King Arthur rules from post 7. Number 8 is Frankfurter. Frank E. Furter, that is. Don't forget the E. That's in post position number 8. Number 9, Albert Sandpiper. Number 10 is Pete, and Elvis J. from the outside is number 11. And that is the field for heat number 1 of the Wiener Dogs. Well, we have the encouragers behind the finish line, and the Wiener Dogs quickly taking position. Starter just about set to go here. Let's send them off by the roar of the crowd when they get ready to fly off that mark. They're in line. Flag is up. Oh, and we had looks like maybe a false start there. Not sure. We'll have to wait for the judges. But then they all took off. And Frankie Furter jumped away. Was right out there quickly. Tilly the Honey going on now, getting across the line. We'll see how they sort this one out, and we'll head trackside here in just a moment. In any event, it was a close finish. Whether it is clear just yet, the order of finish, we'll find out. You had King Arthur, Frankie Furter battling on, but it looks like we have King Arthur scooped up. All right, the judges are still hashing this out here. A lot of finger pointing going on, this direction and that direction. We'll find out here shortly what the official word is. That replay shows Frankie Furter jumping across the finish line. Frankie Furter. All right, well, Phil, we had a lot to sort out there.
That one was close, our closest finish in a long time. Frank E. Furter. That's a great name for a wiener dog, right, folks? Let's hear it. And this is Bennett. Where are you guys from?
Tacoma.
Tacoma dog here. A lot of Tacoma fans. Okay, that was a close finish. What'd you think?
That was rough. I thought actually he got beat out, but hey, I'll take it.
Frank Furter's eyes are closing here. He's already getting ready for the finals. Fast Dog, have you been practicing?
We have been practicing here and there. He's pretty quick. He doesn't like it when he can't see me. So.
There you go. That's the secret. All right, our next heat coming up in a moment. Back to you, Tom.
All right, Phil. They've been bringing Frankie Furter out to the track in the early morning hours when it's still dark outside. Nobody knows what's going on, and Frankie Furter's been tuning up for the big run today. There he is, cruising home in front. We get set and ready for the next heat. The Wiener Dog races. All right, here's a look at the field. Daisy runs from the inside. Winston out of post 2. Then we've got Woody from post 3. Cooper from post 4. Dexter will be number 5. Louie is number 6. Tina Louise, number 7. Ellie's number 8. Number 9, Mabel. Number 10, Pepper. And on the outside, number 11 is Lucy. And there could be one more on the outside of that, unless there was a late scratch. But originally we had a number 12 Flash, but that one may be scratched. We'll have to see if a 12 shows up. So it looks like Flash was scratched out of it. That'll leave a field of 11. Lucy on the outside. They stand at the ready. Flag is up. And wieners away. Good start on the inside for Daisy. But cruising home in front was Winston. Winston with that big run from the inside. So Winston jumps away. Here's another look at that on the inside. That is Winston with the white getting home in front. Convincing run. So it looks like a clear-cut winner here for Winston in the second heat. Time to go trackside at the finish line. Here's Phil.
All right, Tom, this is Emily and Vanessa, and this is Winston, and they came prepared today, folks. Look at that. That ball, they got the big ball there. They got the little ball there. You guys have obviously been practicing for this.
Oh, he is a fetch menace, so I think this might be his thing.
This might be his thing. We saw you there just jumping around trying to catch his attention with that big ball. Obviously, it worked. That was a clear winner, unlike the last race. You guys are one of the favorites for the championship. What do you think?
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. All right, our next heat coming up in a moment. Back to you, Tom.
All right, impressive run by Winston. Nice stride, straight line finish. There's Winston home in front, even jumped over the finish line. All right, we have the field next for the third heat of the day. For the Wiener Dogs, this is heat number 3. Here we have Milo. At the inside, Griffey is number 2, Mabel Gracie Goodwood, number 3. Then you got Chimichanga, number 4. Number 5 is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Rocky is number 6. Sage is number 7. Pink Tuscadero, number 8. Number 9, Dorothy. Maru is number 10, and Notorious RBG on the outside. That is the field. We'll see as they take position if all of them make it to the start line here. Got a loose Wiener Dog out there. Wiener Dog on the loose. That is Sage. Sage has been wrangled near the finish line. So it looks like the inside Milo perhaps has been scratched, because we start with number 2, then we go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We skip 10, and then we have 11. So also Maru perhaps is out of it. So a couple of scratches here. Flag is up. And wieners away. Good start from the outside. Running on comes Obi-Wan Kenobi. Pinky Tuscadero was out there. It was a good race. Dorothy was in the mix. We had Notorious RBG. Let's take another look at it. It was a good race. Number 8, Pinky Tuscadero. At this point, just in front. Here's the line. Oh, I'm not sure. Looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi, perhaps. Was that Obi-Wan Kenobi who used the Force in the final jumps to the wire? Here's one more look at it. Obi-Wan Kenobi's in the middle of the racetrack. Pinky Tuscadero kind of hesitates here just before the finish, and Obi-Wan Kenobi jumps across the wire. Phil, Obi-Wan Kenobi used the Force today to get the job done.
Wow, Tom, I got Michaela and Cody here, and Obi Kenobi, who has a big rooting section right over here, folks. Oh, my. All right, you guys came prepared with the shirts, the family, the rooting crew over there, and a victory in the heat, and a very close one. You guys pretty happy, huh?
Oh, my gosh, yes. We've actually been waiting for this for so long.
Where are you from?
Snohomish, Washington.
All right, now what do you think about being in the championship race coming up?
Nervous, but he can do it.
All right, let's hear it from the rooting section one more time over there. There you go. They're going to be in the finals. Back to you, Tom.
What a good race to the finish. Obi-Wan Kenobi, middle of the racetrack, maintained composure, just edging out Pinky Tuscadero in the final jumps. All right, we have the field for the fourth heat coming up now. From the inside, Billie Jean Ween is number 1. Manny is number 2. Number 3 is Willie. Number 4 is Noodle. Then we have Little Babe, number 5. Dash is number 6. Number 7, Dina Martina. Number 8 is Millie Steffens. Number 9 is Mark Blackburn. Number 10's Mary Poopins. Then we have Zoe, number 11. And now I see that we have Flash listed on the outside. So perhaps Flash has moved into this heat. That's a possibility because we had Flash earlier and then we didn't have Flash. And so maybe now we have Flash again. All right, they're taking position here for heat number 4. We see Billie Jean Ween at the mark and Manny. Willie is there. Here comes Noodle. Little Babe will be the next one. Well, we have an open spot for Little Babe as Dash goes on to take position, and now comes Little Babe to fill that gap. Dina Martina from post 7. Millie Steffens into post 8. And it looks like Millie Steffens is one of the outside runners. And then on the extreme outside, this will be Flash. Flash breaking on the outside. Okay. So we've got them all in line. Flag is up. And Wiener's away. It was a good start for Dash. Dash running a big race today. Home and front. Very impressive run. Dash getting the job, and we also have Billie Jean Ween, late finisher, but rolling on. And then on the outside, Mary Poopins driving to the wire. Mary Poopins gets there. Let's have another look at this replay. He had a great start from Dash here. Came flying off the mark. Willie was in pursuit. Then you had Manny and Noodle also chasing, but it was Dash coming home in front. And, of course, Mary Poopins finishes once again. Always glad to see Mary Poopins here participating. Well, Phil, this could have been a little bit of a sleeper here in this race. Dash making some noise.
Yes, Dash is our winner. Let's talk to Dash first, and Kira and Barb. And Dash, where are you guys from?
Seattle.
Have you been practicing for this?
A little, yeah.
Just a little bit. How old is Dash?
He just turned 2.
All right, a young dog here. And folks, that was pretty amazing, right? Mary Poopins, let's hear it for Mary. Brenda and Dave, they've been coming out here. They used to have Anderson Pooper, and now they have Mary Poopins. You guys have been coming out here for a long time.
Yeah, we were just trying to figure out when we started, and it seems like it's been about 10 years, but we love doing it.
And Mary was not going to be denied from finishing that race. One more time, let's hear it, everyone, from Mary Poopins. Excellent performance. Congratulations to Dash. You guys are going to be in the finals. Back to you, Tom.
Here's another look at Mary Poopins heading down the stretch. Mary getting it done. All right, that takes us to our final heat for the attempt to qualify in the Wiener Dog division here. We have Elvis W. racing from the inside. Duke Mala, number 2. Paco's number 3. Then we have Watson, number 4. Vincent's number 5. Nova, number 6. Una is number 7. We had a Una earlier, I believe. And then Link, number 8. Howl, number 9, spelled a little differently. Oscar, 1 from the outside. And Betty Boop Boop. Betty Boop Poop, that is. Betty Boop Poop will make up the cast from the outside post position. They are lining up now for heat number 5. We have Howl. And we have Betty Boop Poop, that outside post, maybe a couple of late scratches. But here's the field. And the flag is up. And Wiener's away. Good start on the inside for Vincent. Vincent running a big race, but so is Duke. Oh, we have a photo finish. Link, Duke, Vincent. They all hit the wire together. We're going to have to take a look at the replay on this one. Once again, you had a good start from Duke Mala towards the inside. And then on comes Vincent, number 5. And then Elvis, perhaps, from the inside. And here's the finish. Very close. Very close finish. Perhaps Duke by a muzzle. I don't know, may want to take one more look at that, but it was close. Here's the finish. Duke, for sure. Duke gets the nose down. So Duke wins heat number 5 in a 3-way photo finish in the final qualifying heat. What a race. All right, let's go trackside once again. Phil, that was a tight photo.
You know, I'm here. They both go to the finals, the top two, but 2 and 5, right? 2 and 5, I believe, were both right at the line. That was an exciting finish. But I have Pooja here and Duke, and that was an incredibly close finish, guys. A lot of stressful moments, but you're going to be in the championship anyway.
Yeah, it was very stressful. I did not expect him to win, honestly. I was like, we're just going to wing it. Yep, and he made it. Super proud of him.
Super proud of him. Let's hear it, folks, for all the Wiener Dogs today. We'll be back after race 6 with our Wannabe and Wiener Dog Championships. Back to you, Tom.
All right, a nice run by Duke, getting the photo decision there. Little hesitation from Vincent. That little pause cost him the race, but still advancing. And Duke's going to move on to the championship race. That'll be coming up after our 6th race. All right, best of luck to all the wannabes and all the wieners that are racing in the championship race. Coming up, the 5th race today. Today's 5th race, the Pacifico, purse at 6 furlongs. No changes for the 5th race. Post time on the board at 4:16, 12 minutes to post.
Paddock time for race number 5 at Emerald Downs, our top race of the day. We'll be talking about those horses in a moment, but it's also Wiener Dog Sunday, and the Auburn Valley Humane Society has a great presence out here at Emerald Downs once again on Wiener Dog Sunday. Katrina McGrath and Amy Glens from the Auburn Valley Humane Society. Katrina is the CEO, and you guys got a really nice booth out there in the park with all kinds of information, and you're willing to help anybody that asks, Katrina.
Absolutely, we're happy to be here. So over at our booth today, we have Spin the Wheel for free prizes. We also have the opportunity to make custom pet ID tags. And we have some retail items, and the most fun is raffle tickets, where you can have the opportunity to win a gift basket later on today at 4:30.
Very nice, and of course we've got a whole bunch of dog owners at Emerald Downs today, so check out the Auburn Valley Humane Society booth, just 100 yards north of where we are. And Amy, you work at the Valley Center as well, and you said that the turnover is fairly high. You're always willing to rehome and take in new animals, dogs and cats?
Yeah, we are full at 50 animals, and we adopt about 25 to 30 a week, and we get about 30 a week. So right now we are in the thick of kitten season. We have about 62 cats at the shelter today. Hopefully half of them were adopted out just yesterday and tomorrow, and we'll get about that many in. So we always need dog walkers. We have 3 walks a day that are ran by volunteers. So we are always looking for new people to come and walk our dogs.
Okay, volunteer dog walkers. I'm sure if somebody wants to volunteer, you can find something for them to do, Katrina.
Absolutely, and if you come over to our booth, we can give you information about how to sign up.
Okay, and your facility also has a second facility in Tacoma. Tell us about that.
Yes, in Tacoma we have Northwest Spay and Neuter Center, where we do surgery 4 days a week, and we also have wellness services and minor illness care 4 days a week. Our services are income qualified, and we're looking to expand hopefully next year with radiology if our gala in April goes well. So you can go to our website, auburnvalleyhs.org, and keep tabs on our events and fundraising opportunities.
Okay, so there are dogs. You can adopt a dog or a cat at the Auburn Valley Humane Society, but there's also the fostering opportunity as well?
Yes, absolutely. We have over 100 animals in foster at any given time, and we're always looking for more fosters. That helps us increase our capacity.
Very good. Katrina, Amy from the Auburn Valley Humane Society, a very important organization in town, and thank you for your presence here on one of our dog days at Emerald Downs.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, check out their booth out in the park. Again, lots of dog owners. And John Lindley, my broadcast partner, he is always fostering a dog. So, yeah, you get some smiles from the gals there, John. Thank you, Katrina and Amy. And let's take a look at our top race here, John. We've got a little treat for us racing fans. Some of the fastest sprinters on the grounds here. And Nightline has that inside gate. It's a tough field for him, but he's having a good year, and he's from that barn of Howie Gibson.
Yeah, you got to respect his last race. He beat some pretty good sprinters in that race. He was 6-7-1 that day, and he outran them out of the gate and was able to go wire to wire. Now, obviously, this is a tougher spot. That was his 3rd race off a long layoff, so he has a right to continue to improve. We'll see if this barn can get another win. They're having a great meet.
Fantastic meet, especially last Sunday. Atmospheric River. Out of that good mare Pippa Bo Peep in the barn now of Frank Lucarelli after a recent claim. He's won at both Turf Paradise and Emerald Downs this year.
Yeah, he kind of ran evenly in that race, broke a half step slowly and never really reached contention, but there's probably going to be a pretty hot pace in this race, and this horse is one of the few that likes to really pass horses in the stretch. We'll see if he can turn it around off his last.
Yeah, route to sprint for Atmospheric River for Frank Lucarelli, Isaias Enriquez, Candy Caballo, He always shows big speed.
Yeah, he's fast early. Last time he had the lead in the route, he couldn't quite outfinish Veritatis Aquinas, but he held on for a good second. And guess who he beat that day? Adios Jojo. So we know that that was a strong effort.
Indeed. Candy Caballo from Tom Wenzel, Adrian Castellanos, Kevin Krieger's aboard Tax Code for Blaine Wright, hero of the Budweiser, over the track's best sprinters.
Yeah, and the Budweiser, he had his things his own way early, and then in the Governors, he broke about 4.5 lengths slow. He only got beat 5.5 lengths, so still it's a good effort. Obviously one of the main contenders here.
And Chuckanut Bay meets Tax Code and other top sprinters today, and the last couple of years have been sensational up here for him.
And 3 races at Emerald this year are outstanding. He beat Capit Daddy, and then Capit Daddy turned the tables on him, but he does draw favorably outside, has 5 weeks between starts. A lot of positives here.
Another Howie Gibson runner, Alyssa Morales, aboard once again on Chuckanut Bay to the track for the Pacifico Purse.
And the horses take the track for the 5th race today, the Pacifico Purse at 6 furlongs. It's an allowance event, purse of $25,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upward. Post time in less than 5 minutes.
Race number 5, the Pacifico Purse, our Sunday feature race. Again, Tax Code, winner of the Budweiser, is number 4 in here. Kevin Krieger aboard for Blaine Wright. Outstanding field, top to bottom. Let's go up to Tom for a selection.
Yeah, you said it, Joe. This is a tough group here at 6 furlongs, and Tax Code coming off of the Governor's Stakes, where he finished 4th in that race at 6.5 furlongs. But see that Tiger sleuzed his whiz. I mean, it doesn't get much tougher than that. So, but Tax Code had 2 very impressive wins on the season here out of the 3 starts, and looks to be the one to beat here. But you got Chuckanut Bay just to the outside, number 5, and Chuckanut Bay, he's been in some tough spots. He's not coming out of Stakes Company, but those 2 good wins in the first 2 starts of the meeting at both 6 and 6.5 furlongs, I believe he was pretty close to Capit Daddy's quickest 6.5 of the meet at 1:14 and 2, and Chuckanut Bay was there at 1:14 and 4. So he can go right with him, that's for sure. And Nightline to round out the top 3 for me. I go 4, 5, and 1 here in the 5th.
Tax Code on top. He is a slight favorite on the morning line. Current odds show him just a little bit under Chuckanut Bay. Of course, those 2 just run top race after top race. Let's hear from John Lindley.
Yeah, I ended up on Chuckanut Bay, and the main reason is he just drew outside here the rest of the field, and he's run some big races from on the lead and just off the lead. I think he's a step quicker than Tax Code. He might get the jump on him. We'll see if that's the case scenario, but that outside draw intrigues me more, so I ended up there.
Okay, and I used those sets of criteria as well to take Chuckanut Bay, who, those battles with Capit Daddy, let's face it, Capit Daddy is proven very fast. Chuckanut Bay with that outside draw, tactical speed, I'm going to give him a slight nod as well. John and I on the 5, and Tom's on the 4 here in the 5th.
And the horses have reached the starting gate. Post time for the 5th. The 5th race, the Pacifico Purse at 6 furlongs. And the field set to load as Nightline takes position inside post. Here comes Atmospheric River. Candy Caballo, Adrian Castellanos, sporting the colors for George Tadaro. Into the gate they go, and Tax Code with Kevin Krieger, and now Chuckanut Bay to the outside post. Just about set for the Pacifico. In the gate. And runners away. Candy Caballo wastes no time and darts to the front. Nightline is in the early chase with Tax Code on the outside, racing 3rd by 2. Chuckanut Bay is back of that. Atmospheric River racing from the tail, midway up the backstretch they go, and Candy Caballo leads the way, clear by 2. Nightline is tracking 2nd by the same. Tax Code holding 3rd. Chuckanut Bay stirs in 4th now. Still 3 back to Atmospheric River, and around the turn they go. And Candy Caballo takes them to the quarter pole, out front by a length. Nightline right behind. Tax Code gearing up from the outside. Chuckanut Bay as well. They round the turn and head for home in the Pacifico. Candy Caballo digs in. Tax Code pressing. Nightline not done yet. Atmospheric River at the inside. Chuckanut Bay's late. Candy Caballo in the final 50 yards. Gonna pull it off. Candy Caballo the winner. Clear 2.5 at the line. Chuckanut Bay close with Atmospheric River. Nightline followed in Tax Code. First three finishers appear on the board. Finishing first, number 3, Candy Caballo. Second was number 5, Chuckanut Bay. Finishing third, number 2, Atmospheric River. And fourth, number 1, Nightline. The fifth race today was the Pacifico Purse. Results official. Running time of the race was a lightning quick minute 7 and 86 100ths. In the Michelob Ultra Winners Circle, Candy Caballo. Candy Caballo racing for George Tadaro. That's a training double for trainer Tom Wenzel. Score that a riding double for jockey Adrian Castellanos. A 4-year-old bay colt by Twirling Candy. From Viva Malala, she was sired by Malibu Moon. Bred in Kentucky by JSM Equine LLC. And a look at the prices for the fifth race today. Winner number 3, Candy Caballo, returning $10.60 to win. $3.60 to place, $3.04 on the show. Number 5, Chuckanut Bay, the runner-up, $3 to place. $2.24 to show. Number 2, Atmospheric River, $4.06 to show. Winning exacta, $12.28. The rolling double, $9.98. 50-cent trifecta, $37.27. The 10-cent super, $23.22. Winning pick 3, $8.36. Time to go trackside in the winner's circle. Here's Joe Withy.
Thank you, Tom. And Candy Caballo, a big display of speed. We've seen it before. A tough field today, but he gets the job done in 107 4/5, a meet best time. Tom Wenzel, winning trainer. Bob Capoletti, stable manager for George Tadaro. And Adrian Castellanos aboard. Tom, you're going up against Tax Code and Chuckanut Bay. Those horses have run a lot of big races around here. But you had a fast horse and a possible scenario that played out here today.
Yeah, when I first saw this race, I was like, oh man, this is going to be another bloodbath on the front end. But we just tried to break, get some position, see if we could outbreak the one, and Adrian did a great job in doing that. And once we were able to get over on him, we catch a little bit of a breather, even though we were running fast. And then you just try to hold off the two class horses. And luckily, the track was playing in our favor, and the horse was able to do that today.
Yeah, I think your rider, Adrian Castellanos, who you guys have got along great with, he was ready for exactly what you presented there.
Yeah, Adrian's is a great gate jockey, and so, but he can finish too on closers. So, but we gave him that. This was the first scenario, and it turned out that's the one that played out.
Yeah, indeed. And Bob, stable manager for George Tadaro, just a tremendous season after leading owner last year, leading stake owner last year. This season's even better, Bob.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful season. It's all Tom, it's all the horses, it's all the guys at the barn. It's so much stuff, but it's been a really good year. And this little colt, he's had some tough beats, so it's nice to see him do his thing and get there.
He got there all the way in front. Candy Caballo's second win at the meeting. He takes our feature race, the Pacifico Purse, on Sunday.
And looking ahead to the 6th race, the Olympic Eagle Purse, a distance of 5 1/2 furlongs. Number 2, Ophir Gold, will carry 2 pounds over. Number 8, Mr. Mount Dutton, a change of rider, make his jockey Alyssa Morales at the corrected weight of 125. 125 pounds, the corrected weight for number 8, Mr. Mount Dutton, the jockey now Alyssa Morales. Post time for the 6th race coming up at 4:47, 16 minutes until post time. Once again, we welcome the Clan Gordon Pipe Band. They've been throughout the grandstand today, could be on the 5th floor right now, but they've been out and about. The track apron. They've been around since 1955. It's great to have them back here at Emerald Downs once again. They've been annual visitors for many, many years. Special welcome to the Clan Gordon Pipe Band out of Tacoma.
Back to the paddock for race number 6, the Olympic Eagle Purse, and 9 3-year-olds and upward. This is a non-winners of 2. This will start the late pick 4 on Sunday, races 6 through 9. And I got a little excited there. See You Now has the best 6 furlong time at the current meeting. Another Tom Wenzel runner of 107.3, and of course Candy Caballo just sped to victory in 107.4. With me, WTBOA President Dana Halverson. And Dana, you go back a few years to these WTBOA sales. Another one coming up 2 days away, Tuesday.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. The horses are on the grounds, and everyone's welcome to come and take a look at them. They're at near the sales pavilion down in the first corner there. So everybody made it in good, and we're ready to see people there and see some really nice horses.
That is great. Yeah, Tuesday at 1 o'clock, the WTBOA yearling sale. And I mentioned it that we had 6 stakes last Sunday, and 3 of the horses were in the WTBOA sale. Both 2-year-old winners, Matty Going Coastal and Cold Front Kid, both came out of the sale last year.
Well, that's the thing about it. I mean, I happen to have the horse that won the mile, so those are nice situations. Both of them are RNAs, so that's kind of a interesting situation. Somebody could have bought them reasonably priced, and I'm sure there's going to be some very nice horses coming out of this sale, because our people here really do a good job of getting horses prepped properly, and they'll look the part. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody there, and if you need to establish credit, we can do that for you.
Okay, yeah, Tuesday at 1 o'clock, and the horses are able to be viewed tomorrow. Just go up the street to the WTBOA offices. You can go through the back and go to the various consigners, look at the horses. There's Barclays, there's Coast Guards, and both those sires well established at El Dorado and Enumclaw. Alternation has a number of young sons and daughters in this sale.
Yeah, there's 18 alternations, and he happens to be a horse that I was involved with purchasing for our state, and he's a really nice horse. So he even had a horse that won the Kentucky Oaks. So you'll like to see all these nice horses. I got a chance to look at about half the total this morning, and I'll look at the rest of them tomorrow. But our people do a really nice job. They'll be well prepped, and you'll see nice horses. And then I can even insure them for you if you buy one.
There you go. Yeah, it's free to attend. The WTBOA yearling sale, catalogs available up at the offices up there. It starts at 1 o'clock on Tuesday, and Adios Jojo entered in that sale. Stratajet, who won by 14 lengths yesterday, he was in the sale the same year as Adios Jojo. So have a great sale, Dana.
Great. Thanks very much. Good luck to everybody.
Dana Halverson, president of the WTBOA, 2 days away from this year's yearling sale. Thanks, Dana. Yeah, the Olympic Eagle Purse starts this late pick 4, 3-year-olds and up, non-winners at 2. I saw Street Gun went to the track early for trainer Howie Gibson. And we do have a rider change. Alyssa Morales rides number 8, Mr. Mount Dutton, who's in that second race against winners mode, John.
Yeah, you look at his form there, and like you mentioned, he went wire to wire breaking his maiden. In the last race, broke a half step slowly, but still kind of ran evenly against winners the first time, back against winners the second time. We know that angle sometimes works.
Tiger Son from Hilario Perez certainly looks good off recent racing.
Yeah, he's had some tough scenarios where he's been up against it, but still ran a couple seconds and had some tough trips earlier this year. Last race, he was a clear second and a really fast time. If he can repeat that effort, he'd be tough to beat.
Tiger Son, number 3 for Perez with Adrian Castellanos as we go to the track for race number 6.
And the horses take the track for the 6th race today. The 6th race, a distance of 5 and 1/2 furlongs. It's the Olympic Eagle Purse, a claiming event, purse of $9,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. Note the rider change for number 8, Mr. Mount Dutton, the pilot now Alyssa Morales. Post time in 5 minutes.